I'm outside my hotel right now and I am leaving Phuket and heading to Koh Phangan for the full moon party. It's a very long travel day today because it's about 10 hours. I have about 4 or 5 hour bus journey to Surat Thani and then I have a ferry to take from there which is about 1.5 hours. But the duration, the gap between the ferry and the bus is about 3 hours or something. So it's going to be a very long travel day. But I'm excited for the full moon party because this was one of the things I wanted to do in Thailand. Especially because it happens only once every month. So yes, I'm going to take you along.
I paid a total of 1000 baht, which is around $28 or 2300 rupees, to travel from Phuket to Koh Phangan. This included a private transfer in a minivan from my hotel to Surat Thani, which is a small town, and from there we took a ferry to Koh Phangan. This was all included in 1000 baht. We had a short toilet and food break at this random Thai town on the way to Surat Thani. And that's me having some fresh mangoes. If you're in Thailand, you must definitely try the mangoes, by the way. After this quick pit stop, we continued our way to Surat Thani. If you want to catch any ferries to touristy places like Krabi, Koh Samui, Phuket, Surat Thani is the spot for it. It connects all these places and is easily accessible. Our minivan dropped us to this local office in Surat Thani where they gave us a sticker saying Koh Phangan. From this tourist office, we had another minivan pick us up and take us to the ferry terminal, which was almost an hour away from that office. The minivan could go only to a certain point near the ferry terminal. So they dropped us off and we had a tuk-tuk type of a vehicle pick us up. I've never been in something like this before, so it was quite an interesting ride. And this dropped us directly to the ferry terminal where we had to wait for another 45 minutes to 1 hour. So we grabbed some food and just patiently waited for our ferry to pick us up. This was a 2.5 hour ferry to Koh Phangan. I really thought the ferry was empty until I checked out all the floors and I realized there were quite a few tourists coming from different parts of the world. After enjoying some amazing aquatic views from the ferry, we finally made it to Koh Phangan. I noticed a lot more tourists while I was exiting and I realized this is the beginning of the full moon party. People were cheering, people were laughing, and there were groups of friends just having fun. And it truly felt like this is the party island. I found a great property in Koh Phangan for one night, which was 15 to 20 minutes away by taxi from Hadran Beach, where the full moon party takes place. I just feel I got lucky with the accommodation because normally most of the good places are all sold out a few weeks before the full moon party. I would recommend you to book your accommodation at least 3 weeks prior to the full moon party to avoid the last minute stress. After checking into our property, we headed to a cafe close by to enjoy an amazing Mexican meal while watching the sun go down. We then went back to our beach cottage and got ready for a night full of partying. We took a taxi to go to the Hadran Beach for the full moon party, but here's what happened. After reaching Koh Phangan, we were told that the full moon party was already over, but a lot of travelers were confused about the dates and a lot of travelers turned up on the day we turned up in Koh Phangan. So they were having the same experience on the other day but free of cost. Normally you need to pay an entrance fee of 200 baht, which is around $6 or 450 rupees. But since we arrived the day after the full moon party, there was no entrance fee and we got the same experience for absolutely free. A few things to note before going to the full moon party. Avoid wearing flip-flops. Try wearing closed shoes or closed footwear as there are a lot of broken pieces of glass bottles on the floor on the beach and you might not even know before stepping onto them. Avoid carrying a lot of belongings with you. Just carry what you need for that night. I would recommend carrying 1000 to 1500 baht for your food and alcohol requirements. And carry your phone, but be very careful with it. I would recommend you to carry a phone case as well. The best mode of transport for this particular night would be a taxi. There are tons of taxis available outside the Hadran beach, and you can do a shared taxi, which is cheaper than booking a private one. Avoid renting a scooter in case you are unable to handle yourself.
So I'm at the ferry terminal right now, heading to Koh Samui from Koh Phangan. We had the full moon party. Well, it wasn't exactly the original full moon party because we arrived a day late. Party was still really good. For me, it worked out because there were lesser people than the actual full moon party night, and also we weren't charged an entry fee, which they normally charge. So I saved up on that. So I spent a night in Koh Phangan. It was a great night, and now I'm heading to Koh Samui. Sadly, I missed my morning ferry, so I only have an option to take the 4 p.m. ferry, so I had to wait 4 hours to get on to the next one. That's what I'm doing right now. Kind of wasted one entire day today because of this. A little bummed about it, but it's a part of traveling. You do have your highs and lows, so I'm just going to take it positively. And yeah, heading to Koh Samui now.
And just like that, my one night in Koh Phangan came to an end. I had a blast at the full moon party. Well, an almost full moon party. I would definitely urge you to travel to Koh Phangan irrespective of the full moon party. In fact, it's one of my favorite places in Thailand so far. I hope you enjoyed today's video. As always, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe, and I'll see you next Wednesday.